My name is Sarah Redfern. Well, it's called Top Tips for Getting On in the Workplace. And there are 9 tips about how to climb the ladder of success and basically get on pretty well with colleagues. Basically, I think that all of them are a bit nonsensical. I found that they were all a bit too much of a joke. I was expecting something quite serious and they were all rather silly. So actually none of the tips jumped out for me. I think it makes a difference to the way you're perceived, and I think it makes a difference to how you feel. For example, if you're going to a meeting, I think an important meeting that is, it's important, I think, to feel that you're comfortable, but also that you're feeling respected. And so dressing up a little bit helps with that, I think. Dress down Fridays, yes, they happen. Unfortunately, where I work, it's pretty much every day a dress down. We do have appraisals. Basically, we have them twice a year. We have one full appraisal at the beginning of every year, and then a half-yearly appraisal where it's a mini review of the previous 6 months and so on. I find them useful. I tend to feel that we should be praised more often for what we do and the contribution we make to the work that we produce. But I do find them useful. We do set objectives that sometimes aren't rewarded, which is a bit of a shame. But I do think it's important to have that exchange with your line manager just to basically talk about how things are going. Well, in a previous job, I used to have pay performance. So if you performed very well, there would be 4 categories and you would have a pay increase based on which category you fell into. And that was a huge bonus. Unfortunately, we don't have that sort of reward scheme here. We don't really get pay rises based on how we perform. It's really a case of if you're ready for promotion, you have to apply for a job, and that really is only if they're available, and they're pretty few and far between, unfortunately, in this job. But I still think it's important. For me, the reward is being told that I'm doing a really good job and seeing the fruits of my labour. I think in this day and age, a lot of people rely a little bit too much on email, especially if they're working in the same department. However, if it's a big team and lots of people have to be kept informed of things, it's a really good way of doing that. But I'm not really sure it's reduced the paper load that we use, because we kind of print other things out, like schedules, when they are on the internet, or we can email them. People still print them off. So there is a case for arguing that it's not paper saving. I think a lot of people now, particularly I find the younger generation, they tend to rely on email a little bit more, and their communication skills are better in the written word than face to face. And I found that can cause quite a problem, because a lot of people are quite embarrassed actually to just go up and talk about things and just communicate openly. I do think in this day and age, definitely people are more comfortable behind a keyboard. Quite like it. I quite like it. I don't think I'd like to be locked away in an office of my own. I'm fortunate enough to have great colleagues around me, and my particular seat is one that's quite sociable. People stop by all the time and say hello. It doesn't bother me. I like it. Oh, gosh, that's too much of a difficult question. Top tips for getting on in the workplace. I would say a positive attitude. Even when you're feeling down, or if the work is too much, it's good and it's healthy to stay as positive as possible. Always keep the lines of communication open, and everybody that's involved in the team should be involved at every level of meetings, decisions, etc. Basically, I don't think anybody is too low or too high in a hierarchy.